Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm gonna give you guys some sauce, some appointment setting sauce. And it's gonna be a 5-step framework that you can use yourself to book any limited amount of appointments. So, okay, this is gonna be my 5-step framework on how to book appointments seamlessly, effortlessly, go from A to B, taking a prospect who's probably a cold, warm, or a hot prospect, all the way to booking a call with you, being ready to go, being qualified, and all that good stuff. Okay, so this is going to be broken down. The first step being the opening. I call this the opening or the intro, and all it essentially is when you start the conversation. Okay, it's nothing too crazy. So that's whether they cold DM you, whether you cold DM them, whether it's an inbound DM, whether they came from a like, a comment, you follower, maybe they came from a lead magnet, wherever it is, however you start the conversation, that's going to be called the opening. Okay, so that's step one, getting the conversation rolling. The second part, and actually I have the 5-step framework link down below, so if you want to check that out, go click on it. It's the appointment setting manifesto. Just go in the description and you'll find it there. So the second step of that being to build some rapport. Okay, so build some rapport, and all rapport is getting them to know, like, and trust you, and building familiarity. Okay, because you got to understand that these are people that you've probably never spoken to before, had a previous conversation with, and they're probably going to be expecting you to try sell them something, or like any other person that they've come across is going to try sell them something. Okay, so here you actually just want to build a relationship first. So build a relationship, just be a genuine person, be authentic. Don't talk to them as if they're a prospect. Talk to them as if they're just another friend, and that's going to be 80 to 90% of the way there. So build rapport, and as you're building rapport, the third step is going to come in handy, where you try and find leverage. So all finding leverage is just going to be finding ammo, finding influence, finding reasons for them to hop on the call. Now, whether that's going to be pain, that's going to be desired goals, time, or both, or everything, that's going to be your leverage, okay? Because if someone doesn't have enough leverage, if you're in a conversation with someone, you're trying to appointment set them, they're not going to hop on the call unless they're in enough pain or desire or both. So you need to draw that pain and desire out. And how do you do that? You do that through finding out what their current situation is and also their desired situation. So in their current situation, maybe they have things that they're not happy about, things they're not satisfied with, things that they're struggling with at the moment. Maybe they've tried certain things to help overcome their situation. With fitness, for example, they've tried this, and this diet and nothing has worked. They've tried this program and it's not worked either. So all of that is known as leverage. So take that into account and use that to your advantage, because the more leverage you have, the more reason for them to hop on the call, and the easier it is for them to hop on the call. Okay, so far you got step one, which is the opening. You started the conversation, you've started the ball rolling. The second bit is building rapport, making sure that they are familiar with you, they like you, they trust you. You know, maybe you have some things that you find in common. And then the third step, while you're building rapport, is you're also building leverage. You're also getting leverage. You're also getting reason for them to hop on the call. And this is just simple discovery, guys. Like, if you've been in sales, part of the process is discovery and just asking questions about them. Whether that's open-ended questions, closed-ended questions, all we're trying to get here is enough ammo for them to want to hop on a call, okay? So while you're in step 3, the next thing you're going to do is keep going, and until you have enough leverage, and it's going to take a gut feeling, okay? It's going to take a gut feeling where, okay, this person I'm speaking to, they want to hop on a call. I can tell because they're already in enough pain or they're in enough desire. But in the beginning, it's going to be hard to tell. So how do we know when to pitch the call? And how do you pitch the call? So how we do this is we just want to get 1 to 3 leverage points before we go and move on to the pitch. Okay, so 1 to 3 leverage points, what I found, is enough for them to hop on a call. So for example, let's say with fitness, because I use fitness all the time. I use a fitness program all the time because it's just so easy to use an example, okay? With fitness, let's say they've mentioned to you they're struggling to lose weight. They've tried 3 different diets and it's not helped them. And let's say they've set a future goal, which is to lose 20 to 30 pounds. That's 3 points of leverage right there. I think that's enough for them to want to hop on a call, get some help, and for you to pitch the meeting, which is number 4 of this framework. It is to pitch the meeting. So how you're going to go ahead and pitch the meeting is you're just going to say, hey, I hear where you're coming from. Thanks for sharing all this stuff for me. I actually want to see if I can help you out with this. I know it's all of a sudden, but I actually want to see if I can help you out with this. So let's hop on a call sometime this week or next week, and let's have a chat further about this. Something like that, 9 times out of 10, because you built the rapport, because you started the conversation. Well, first you started the conversation, then they already know and like and trust you. and you built rapport and you have some things in common. And then lastly, you have built some leverage and they're in enough pain or have enough desire. Let's say they've been wanting to change their diet or they've been wanting to get in shape for 6 months now. That's another leverage point. Okay, so time can be used as a leverage point too. If they mention pain, desire, time, those are good to go. Those are all leverage points. I'd say get 2 to 3 before you start pitching the meeting, okay? Because I feel like that's enough reason for them to hop on the call. Why I don't say do more than 3 is because now you're just wasting time. You're now dragging out the conversation and you're gonna get more leverage anyway. You're gonna get more of those things on the sales call itself, okay? So don't need to waste too much time in the DMs because you're gonna be dealing with a lot of DMs, so you wanna move from prospect to prospect as quickly as possible, okay? So number 4 is pitching the meeting. Use that sort of line or come up with your own line. It's about being genuine here, coming up with your own sauce, your own lingo. I'm just giving you ideas, okay? Do not try copy me word for word, like copy paste, okay? You need to come up with what works for you, okay? But that was an example. Pitch the meeting, show that you want to hop on a call with them, you want to see if you can help them out further, and then start proposing a time that suits them. And then once you guys have found a time, that's when you send the Calendly link over, that's when you send the link over to book a meeting, and then boom, number 5 is you've booked the meeting. So congrats. At this point, you've booked the meeting now, it's on the calendar, but there's some more steps that we're not done with, so we're gonna throw in some bonus steps, okay? So let's say when you pitch the meeting, they're not cool with it. They throw you some objections, which is gonna happen, okay? Step number 6 is gonna be objection handling. So if you want a detailed breakdown on that, click the link up here. I got a video on objection handling, so you can go check that out. Okay, so number 6 is objection handling. Handle any objections and do it in a genuine way while still keeping rapport, but also still keeping the frame and keeping the authority, because you ultimately just want the best for them. You want to help them make the best decision. That's how we need to come into these conversations. That's how you need to think of sales as. Is you're coming in, it's not like Wolf of Wall Street. It's not like high pressure selling. No, we're coming in, we're seeing if they need help. And if they do need help, what's the best decision for them to make? That's number 6 is objection handling. And then number 7, let's say you've objection handled them. You wanna send any pre-call videos, any pre-call material, any free training that they need to watch prior to the call so they're up to speed with what you guys do, as well as confirmations, okay? So make sure you're confirming with them, checking up, hey, we're still good for the call in 30 minutes. Hey, how's your schedule like today? Are we still able to make it for this time? Okay, so always 1 to 3 times confirming with them if they can still make the call. I find that massively reduces no-show rate if you're constantly staying in touch with them, checking in on them, even after they book the meeting, okay? So don't sleep yet. Don't just ghost them after they book the meeting. You want to check if they can still show up and send anything that would help them. So if you want a more detailed breakdown on how that works, you can check the link in the description again for my appointment setting manifesto. That's going to help you a ton. It's a more detailed breakdown. And yeah, use this. This is what I've used personally for the last 2 and a bit years on closing and setting hundreds of thousands of worth of deals. So it's proven, it's tested. It's very quick, it's very customizable. It's not a script to script thing where you just copy paste it. You can tweak it to your own. So that's what I like about it. And at first it might be a bit weird. It might take you some time to get used to it, knowing what questions to ask. But once you get the hang of it, it's very, very scalable and repeatable. Okay, so hope you enjoyed. That's my 5-step framework. Go use it, guys. Go steal it. Link in the description for it. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, there is only 1 slot left for July. So go check the link below to apply. But other than that, I will see you in the next one. Peace.